7 momenti disturbanti catturati dalle telecamere d'ingresso.
It's been a long year since I've done a Ring cameras video, and as it turns out, people are still creeps and a lot of new videos have surfaced. So let's look at some of them. This first video is a very real and grisly reminder that danger can be following you anywhere at any time, even to your front door. And it can be a lesson, especially for women, to be alert of your surroundings, especially before opening your front door.
Ah, di solito sì, le donne che vengono seguite fino a casa, no? Dai tizi a caso. Sembra che stanno camminando tranquillamente, ma in realtà no. Infatti, vedi? Si sta avvicinando. Cazzo, apri veloce. Dove è sparito? Ah, ok. Che cazzo fa? Chiudi, chiudi, chiudi. Addirittura. E di preciso cosa voleva fare? Voleva entrare, ovviamente, però adesso come si comporta? Ah, e se ne va così. Oh mio
As
Dio.
you just saw, a mother holding her infant daughter unknowingly leads a man to her front door and was mere seconds away from him getting inside. As the man approaches the driveway, you can see him pulling up the mask over his face to conceal his identity, clearly with premeditated intentions.
Sì.
As the man walks up the driveway, the daughter takes notice to him as the mother is still completely oblivious to the approaching
sì, la
threat.
figlia tra l'altro l'aveva già
Luckily,
visto,
she makes it
vedi?
inside and shuts the door in time. She only realized what had just happened after looking through the terrifying Ring footage. The woman made a report to the police as soon as she saw the footage, and what the police said was disturbing. There had been a series of reports of a brutal and violent rapist in the area who had been targeting women and children. It's suspected that he and this man were the same person. No sane person leaves their house with a full face mask such as this one if they're not knowingly about to commit a serious crime and want to conceal their identity. The woman in the video just may have saved her and her child's life just by the skin of her teeth.
Mamma mia.
If you're not convinced of just how often this kind of thing happens, here's a similar video. A young college-age looking girl is coming home, letting herself into her house. Not even 5 seconds after she enters the home, 2 large men step on the porch, and the one in front immediately tries to open the door.
Neanche il tempo di tornare a casa e entrare. Ha delle persone dietro che vogliono farle del male, ovviamente. Però è tempo di entrare in casa. Ma poi che cazzo di parte sono? Mamma mia, ma sono giganti, eh. Che cazzo sta succedendo? Perché bussano? Chi è che urla? Teo, grazie. Benvenuto. Ah, ok. Si sono accorti.
Some people think the men looked genuinely confused and may have had the wrong house. However, the short window of time between the girl entering the house and the men stepping on the porch would have definitely allowed them to see the girl.
Capito cosa dicono? Dice che probabilmente erano letteralmente in maniera genuina confusi, no? Nel fatto che magari hanno sbagliato la casa. Però come fanno a sbagliare la casa se hanno visto letteralmente la ragazzina entrarci in quella casa?
The door to a house surely must know they have the right house, or at the very least know who lives in the house. It could also be argued that when the man turns to his friend behind him, he's making mention of the camera, and so he pretends to think he has the right house by sticking around and knocking, despite the obvious screams from the girl inside as she notices the men at the door.
Allora ragazzi, si era spaventata, sì. Palese ladri? Non mi sembrano tanto ladri questi qua, sinceramente. Però non si sa che cazzo volevano questi qua. Sono strani.
If it is the second one, still everything about the men's actions was sketchy.
C'è qualcosa di
This
strano,
video,
sì.
on the other hand, what's going on couldn't be more clear. In the early morning hours on October 16th
La mattina
in Kent,
presto.
Washington, a couple's seen returning home. The husband is seen unlocking the door, and seconds later, as the man's wife follows behind, she turns her head to a gun-wielding suspect chasing behind her.
Coppia torna a casa, l'uomo apre la casa, lei guarda, lo raggiunge.
She acts quickly and runs inside, locking the front door. The
Ed un
suspect then
ladro li
spots the ring
rincorre.
camera and hits it repeatedly with his gun, effectively breaking the device.
Rompe la telecamera con l'arma. E sono in due. C'era un altro dietro che stava
It's at
arrivando.
this time that you can notice a second man there as well. The couple spent their night at a casino, and for this reason, the wife believes the two men followed them home from the casino,
avevano
hoping to
passato la
rob them of
serata al
any of their
casino.
winnings.
Quindi
Fortunately,
probabilmente
they
li
made it
hanno
inside
seguiti,
safely.
sì, con le
The
vincite.
suspect with the gun was identified by
per
police as
forza.
18-year-old Al-Hussein Drameh, and he was arrested on October 26th. He faced multiple charges, including
18
burglary in the
anni!
first degree, and he pleaded not guilty to all of them.
Not
With
guilty.
this fourth video, we move to something a little more paranormal.
Paranormale?
This was caught on a TikToker named Nolan Brock's indoor ring security camera while he was
Nolan
sleeping
Brox,
on the couch.
TikToker. Mai
At
sentito?
1:39 in the morning, he's awoken to the pantry doors opening and some kind of cracks or bangs
Oh
coming
shit,
from
la
either
porta che
inside
si
the pantry
apre
or from
della
the doors
dispensa.
themselves.
Cazzo, questo è sì che è pauroso. All'1:40 di notte circa si sveglia perché la porta si apre da sola. Raga, mi sarebbe venuto un infarto.
With the fan running, the thought of it being a draft wasn't out of the question per se. He ignored it and tried to go back to sleep.
Dice
4 minutes later,
che con la cosa che andava, magari poteva essere una specie di corrente, no? Che fa aprire le porte, magari si è creata una corrente d'aria o qualcosa del genere, però torna a
at
dormire.
1:43, this happened.
No, 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 è fake. Ha detto TikToker, quindi sarà lui che avrà inventato
One of the doors is
sta roba.
aggressively yanked shut.
Non
And this
può
officially
essere
removes
una
any
cosa del genere.
possibility of a draft being the cause of the doors
Fake.
moving. It's
Raga,
safe to
secondo voi?
assume he slept in his bed the rest of the night.
Sì, vabbè. È safe to assume, e quindi è sicuro dire che lui ovviamente ha passato la notte poi nel suo letto. Ma se fosse successo veramente, col cazzo che rimane in quella casa proprio? Dai, sono cose fake dei TikToker.
This next video also comes from inside of a house instead of the front porch, and this one can play on one of the biggest fears of a lot of people, and that is someone lurking around your house as you sleep.
Quello sì.
In Wichita, Kansas, a family's ring cameras captured some terrifying video footage of a stranger standing directly over sleeping 15-year-old Anaya Robinson at around 2:30 a.m. on a Friday night. This was the footage captured.
Oh mio Dio, una persona sconosciuta che sta letteralmente lì a fissare la figlia quindicenne a dormire sul divano.
Anaya said once she opened her eyes, she felt like she was in a scene from a horror movie, seeing somebody sitting over her, watching her that she didn't know.
La stava
Anaya
letteralmente
rushed to her mother
fissando.
Angel's room, screaming there's somebody in the house. And after being jolted awake,
Ma è
Angel made sure her
giovanissimo.
2-year-old daughter and Anaya were safe in a room before calling the police. Wichita police responded quickly, but the intruder was already gone. It's likely the boy entered the house simply through the front door.
È entrato semplicemente dalla porta principale, dicono.
Luckily, the ring cameras clearly caught his face. And using this
perché ha acceso la
footage,
luce sto
the police acted
deficiente?
on a tip and were able to arrest a 14-year-old boy whose name was not
14
released.
anni!
The boy faced aggravated burglary and theft charges.
Che problemi
November
ha?
2021, a woman reported on Twitter that a creepy-looking man had been standing outside of her apartment almost every night for an entire month. She included a few of the
Cosa?
video
La signora dice, o una ragazza, non ho capito, dice che ogni notte, per un mese intero, un uomo stava fuori dal suo appartamento.
was caught by her ring camera, and it shows the man creepily standing there for extended periods of time, facing her door.
Ma raga, veramente? È velocizzato il tempo, sta lì per 5 minuti. E a volte parla anche.
but what he
Cazzo,
says
che
is
paura.
impossible to hear. The woman resorted to posting this on Twitter after her complaints to the police apparently fell on deaf
Ah, l'ha
ears.
postato su Twitter perché la polizia, dopo che lei si era lamentata, non ha fatto nulla. Ma perché fa così?
It was a few days after
È
her
per
initial post that she
spaventarla?
posted an update stating that her friends and family confronted the man, which seemingly got him to stop. Additionally, the post going viral prompted her building security to do an additional routine throughout the night. I can't seem to find her Twitter profile anymore, so there don't appear to be any updates on the matter.
Cazzo.
In this last video, an El
L'ultimo.
Paso resident's ring camera catches what appears at first to be a woman in danger seeking help at their front door in the middle of the night. But this may be a much more sinister situation than that.
Sembra come se una donna... all'inizio sembrava una donna che è come se avesse bisogno d'aiuto. Ma vuoi vedere che sono robe fake, organizzate apposta?
At first, the woman appears to be in distress, possibly on the run from someone, crying and pleading for help. But things start getting suspicious when she hides anytime a car is approaching.
Diventa sospettoso quando lei si nasconde ogni volta che le auto passano lì davanti. Quindi in che senso sospettoso? Scusa, però se sei spaventata, non bussi così piano. Però non lo so. Sembra un po'... La macchina arriva e lei si nasconde. Addirittura senza scarpe.
Is she hiding from a specific person chasing after her? Or is she perhaps trying to not be seen from any passerbys?
Dice si nasconde da qualcuno in particolare? O in generale nessuno la deve vedere qui? Magari è nel panico? Sembra scappata, sì. Sembra spaventata. Però... Perché a volte fanno anche il trucchetto della ragazza che tipo fa finta di fare una roba simile e poi in realtà arrivano i ladri che entrano in casa.
After the neighbor's driveway light turns on, a car's headlights approach from the right, and she's seen casually walking away, presumably to get in that unseen car. Perhaps because her driver was growing paranoid that too much attention was being drawn, so they needed to leave.
Ah, si sono accese le luci dall'altra casa, no? E quindi lei ad una certa prende e se ne va.
Now you could say that's just a far-fetched...
E va dentro la macchina, sembra. Perché ci sono le fari della macchina, no? Lì. Quindi non volevano attirare attenzione. E quindi probabilmente come ho detto io, però non lo so.
theory of mine. But a month later, El Paso police arrested a woman who was charged with burglary of habitation. That woman was Krista Nicole Cordeau.
Sembra lei. Non si capisce bene, ovviamente. Ma un mese dopo è stata presa.
The woman in the video looks identical to the woman in this mugshot. The charge this woman faced is defined as the act of entering any building illegally with the plan to do something serious, such as harming the owner, damaging property, or stealing. Suddenly, the prospect that this woman could have been trying to trick an unsuspecting person into opening their door doesn't seem so far-fetched. As always, keep your doors locked.
Vedi, non ti puoi fidare neanche bisogno di una ragazza che effettivamente sembra spaventata, però ve l'ho detto, si capisce da cose semplici in realtà. Cioè, come ho detto io, non sta se avesse veramente bisogno una persona, non busserebbe così piano. Urlerebbe, che si farebbe sentire da tutto il quartiere, anche se hai paura che magari quella persona ti sta seguendo. E se tu urli ti fai sentire, ti fai scoprire, però comunque ti senti più sicura perché se urli ti sentono tante persone intorno, vedi? I cani che si sono messi a baiare, quelli che hanno acceso subito la luce. Quindi se hai bisogno devi far casino, così ti sentono e più persone aprono, soprattutto di notte, quando senti il delirio succedere fuori. Quindi sì. Sì. Belli sti video molto particolari. Sono spaventose ste cose. Che cazzo è quello che riprendono le telecamere di sicurezza, veramente. Ciao Fenice. Sono veramente spaventose ste cose. El Paso è al confine col Messico, quindi traffico di umani? Sì, vabbè, non in questo caso, direi. Mm. Ho la paranoia dei ladri? Beh, i ladri sì, fanno paura, ragazzi, fanno paura.